Hello viewers, welcome to another show of the Connect series. We have a very interesting guest, Dr. Jayesh Shah and his wife Rajul Shah. Both of them have been practicing homeopaths. One might wonder, being homeopath, what they are doing in the mental health part of it. I believe they are also therapists and doing a lot of interesting things. So let's know from the doctor couple. Welcome to the show, Jayesh Bhai, Dr. Jayesh Shah and Rajul ji. To start the show, thank you. To start the chat, let's get into the context. The World Mental Health Day is being observed on October 10th. So, as part of that series, we thought of talking to various practitioners. Uh, Generally, it is said that mental health is one of the most neglected aspects of our health because not many people see the signs or the indications of the disease of the disorder. So, what do you think are the ways to detect or find out as to somebody's mentally unstable or he requires treatment?
So first of all, we want to thank you for inviting us today.
Pleasure, sir.
And I would like to come straight to the point that there are many aspects which are not very clear to the general public or even to medical doctors many times.
True.
That basically every human being has a kind of a state of being. Every human being has kind of inherent programming or patterning.
Yeah.
So our mind and our body is kind of programmed to perceive and react according to what we are perceiving.
Yes.
So what happens is each one has a state of being, which we call as mental state. That's your baseline state.
Okay.
That means everybody on this earth has sensitivities, has vulnerabilities, has tendencies.
Which are all natural.
Sensitivities, vulnerabilities increase beyond a point, then it becomes a mental disease. I'll give you a simple example.
Yes, sir.
For example, I have a little fear of dogs. Okay. So whenever I see dog, I'm a little nervous. What will I do? What can happen? But I manage to live my life with that fear of dogs. It doesn't bother or affect my physical, emotional, mental being.
Yes.
But when that fear of dog increases or that fear is triggered by something, then I will get unusually scared of dogs.
Okay.
And that is where you go into a mental disease. Then you start seeing dogs everywhere. Okay. You start seeing dogs in your dreams, maybe.
Yes.
So then that becomes a mental disease.
Okay, fine.
If you understand your sensitivities and start working on that fear of dogs already, then it is unlikely that it will reach the stage of mental disease.
That means each one of us also has its inbuilt capability of correcting oneself. I mean, adjusting to the situation. And if you know I have the fear of the dogs, I should be able to adjust to the situation and not unnaturally start seeing dogs everywhere. So, but to get that tuning, I require some help. Right?
Yes, exactly. It's a very important to be self-aware. First is awareness. Okay. Second is recognition that, okay, in my unconscious mind, I have this fear. What do I do? You need to talk to somebody. You need to find out who understands this and take that professional help.
No, but the fear, if it starts building from the childhood and it comes to, say, adulthood, maybe because one was busy during his working hours, working time, either after the passage of that period, suddenly you get retired. At that time, you are idle, you're not doing anything. Is it possible that that fear that has been haunting you all along suddenly magnifies itself unknowingly?
Yes, completely. Because when we are engaged with our office work or day-to-day life or taking care of family members and so many activities we are engaged with.
Yes.
So once when we are free as you are asking, that when you are retired or free, it actually amplifies to the peak of our inner mental state.
Okay.
So pandemic, just now at this moment, similar thing has happened, that people are curbed, their activities and so many things are now,
Constrained.
yeah, I mean, they are not involved. They are not going out. They are not engaged with so many things. Only this one, that buy vegetables, cook, and look after cleaning the house or whatever. Everybody knows what is going on. So what happens that we all actually experience, or we are actually with our inner self, inner state of mind.
Yeah.
And this inner state of mind, if it is fear based, insecurity based, if it is not taken care since childhood or maybe since past few years through any modalities or maybe meditation or chanting or whatever, it can amplify, because there is nothing else, only your own self. So
True.
it is just aggravating, and the second thing, that we are not used to stay with the whole family 24/7.
Yeah.
Everybody's psychology, everybody's demands, everybody's state of minds, all these things also contribute to aggravate certain things.
I think it is important for you to recognize that all of us, you are not alone. All of us are in the same state of mind, same set of
Yes.
crisis, same set of constraint. So, practitioners and wherever you go for advice, they normally tell you be positive thinking, yoga karo, yeah, do this, do that. It is very easy for you for anyone to give the kind of piece of advice. But you see, I am as an individual, as a maybe retired or semi-retired person, or as a person who lost his job, or as a person whose income has been suddenly slashed. I have whole lot of commitments to do, and I have this plus household issues, and I'm stuck here. My children, my family, with all these pressures put together, I mean, it's kind of a pressure cooker situation. And I can't keep whistling also like pressure cooker.
Basically, what happens is that human state of mind
Yeah.
is always susceptible to triggers.
Okay.
We have many things that trigger our fears, our insecurities, our feelings, our emotions, our disturbance.
Yes.
And this COVID situation is a huge trigger. But what is very important to understand is, what is it that it triggers? What does it trigger in you?
Mm-hmm.
It triggers in you something that you were not aware of.
Yeah.
And it comes to the surface. It was there inside, in your dormant mind, in your quiet mind, in your unconscious mind. And then all of a sudden, these fears come out, these feelings come out, these conflicts come out. So actually, this is a period, to me, this is a period of very deep reflection, introspection, meditation, whatever you call it, therapy. I would say this is a most important period for good therapy, so that you understand what is being triggered in you.
So if there is a trigger, there has to be a counter trigger, or something to set it back, set it right. So this is where I think the mind has to be trained. Do you say that mind has to be trained to handle situation in such situations?
See, basically, I'll tell you what is the principle of a therapy. This is what you need to know. You are thinking from a logical person's point of view.
Yeah.
But what is very important is that one needs a very deeper awareness of how your mind is working.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to recognize, you have to get aware, you have to get awakened that, oh, this is how my mind is patterned. This is how my mind is programmed to experience fears. Okay. Once you recognize this, then you will take the next step. How do I deal with this?
So as they say, know thyself first, know yourself first.
Yes,
Get
yes.
that realization.
Very
What is
important. Know thyself is the most fundamental principle of therapy.
correct?
Every therapist only helps you to know thyself.
But it's quite fine to give this kind of advice. But is it working? What has been your experience with your patients, your clients? The know thyself, has it been working? If you can give us a couple of
Yes,
case studies.
yes, we have a lot of case studies and many patients I'm working with. And Dr. Jayesh Shah also, we keep working with our patients who are very anxious, fearful, whose internal trigger has aggravated. So it's like, if I want to clear my table
Yeah,
or if I clean my house, I should first know the dirt. Where
yeah,
is the dirt is?
yeah.
And once we identify where the dirt is, what needs to be cleaned and what needs to be addressed,
Gee.
then it gets very easy. It is a very simple technique I'm also working with. It is called emotion releasing process, and it also internationally known as EFT, that
Okay.
is emotion
EFT.
freeing
Yeah.
technique. Yes. And through that, many of our patients or acute issues have been handled recently in last 6 to 7 months.
So this happens through a
And I
conversation.
do conduct the
Yeah, this happens through a
It is
conversation.
it is
Obviously.
much more than conversation. It's a therapeutic fit basically.
Yeah.
But for a lay person, I would say that it is very deeper awareness of what you are going through. When
Okay.
you are in a presence of somebody who understands this phenomena, he makes you talk things that exactly you need to know.
Okay. So
So once
compared to,
you
yeah,
deeply know this,
yeah,
then your fears are alleviated. Like we are dealing with fears
yeah.
and severe neurosis every single day. Every single day, we are helping people to deal with their fears.
See,
There are many techniques,
so
methodologies.
compared to the era, the previous era, which is called normally referred to as a BC, not before cash, before Corona, the period before Corona and now after Corona, this period, has there been any dramatic increase or the rise in the number of patients coming with anxiety and for some help to you doctors?
Have anything more to do,
Yeah.
they are also going online and finding out courses how they can help themselves. This
Okay.
is a very positive development. We have found that lots of people are registering in our workshops because now they have time to work on themselves.
Okay. So the realization has begun.
so somewhere I would also like to include.
G.
Yes,
Yes.
somewhere I would like to acknowledge and mention that in a way, this, whatever the situation has come up, it has also led us to, drawn us to look into ourselves. So
Okay.
many people's passion has, uh, creativity has come up, beautiful drawings they do, which they have not done for 15 years.
Yes.
Poets, so many ghazals and poets, which was there inside.
Yeah.
So I actually experienced that many people, many positive side effects have also has been a contribution to this
Yes,
situation.
yes.
So
Not only yes, the psychosis or neurological have increased,
so
no
the hidden
doubt,
the
but
hidden
I think we must look at the positive.
yeah. So the hidden talent
Talents,
is
the hidden talents are coming
coming
out.
out. Yeah.
We are
Which is a positive.
yes,
Which is the positive thing.
we are helping people. We are helping people discover your beautiful song inside, so that you can start singing that wonderful song instead of a sick
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. Is too much of television and the screaming, screeching channels and this particularly when people started discussing the bipolar disorder, which of course become a very loose word after the Sushant Singh Rajput's incident, and the TV channels also generally some say that it is polluting the minds of the people. What has been your experience and with your clients?
I think it is one of the greatest pollutants in this modern day.
Oh my God.
It affects the human mind in a very deep way,
Mhm.
because you get hooked to something that you are having inside of you, and then it keeps churning and churning and churning inside. And many things that are said on the channels may not be all very mentally healthy.
Yeah.
They may not be emotionally healthy. So one has to be very careful as to what he wants to watch and hear. You know, Gandhi ji bolte the na,
Yeah.
bura suno mat, bura bolo mat, bura dekho mat.
Correct.
Means you should know, you should have that much sense that what are the things that are triggering you. Please avoid looking at those things. Then
And
you become addicted to that masala, you know,
Yeah.
and it really corrupts your mind.
You actually have the power of remote in your hand. Use it. Use the power of the remote, and be
Yes.
choosy with your channels. And I think if you hooked on to channel, you keep watching that kind of programs. You program yourself to do that. You can't expect your children, the other members of the family, to behave normal, to be normal.
Yeah. So what happens is, both, I'll talk for both of us, that
Ji.
we have kind of found this many times, that now we are seeing so many YouTube videos, channels of really masterful therapists
Yeah.
who are giving wonderful meditation sessions, who are helping people how to understand themselves,
Yeah.
who are giving a larger picture. So we have been, you know, focused, and we have found such wonderful masters on the net, and
Yes.
we have really grown out of this thing. Another way is to just browse the channels and see all this whatever, you know, very masaledar news that you
Yeah.
get to see.
Yeah. Yeah. During your working days when
It's
you're
yours. What choice you make is yours.
true, it's up to you.
Yeah.
True, it's up to you.
Yes. You should take this opportunity. Go online. How do I deal with my fear? You will find wonderful videos there.
Yeah.
How do I deal with my anger? You'll find wonderful videos there. How do
How-
I deal with frustration? How do I deal with my failure? Everything is so many masters are very beautifully, generously giving lectures on the YouTube.
So that is
Really,
as
you have to choose
that
masters.
doctor. That is as far as adults are concerned. So how do I deal with the pressure from the children, or how do I guide my children? You know that as an adult, I have the responsibility. Your view.
Yes. Yeah. So in this, what I would like to share that when we are happy, the parents are happy. Parents are enjoying watching some good dramas or good activities on the YouTube or on the channels. Then children will also feel happy with them.
Yes.
They will also choose some constructive choice. They will also play some good games with the families. One interesting thing that with Zoom and everything, the whole family across the world, they get together, they
Yeah.
play games like Ludo or whatever nice
Yeah.
games or housing
Antakshari.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so there is something, yeah. So it is all these things also depends on us, the elderly people in the house, that I would give this message that if we feel happy, contented, and creative, then our children will definitely follow that.
No, this is okay as far as from
Yes.
the point of the child, which is the learning stage. Like if a child is 6, 7, 8 years old, but once child start going to school, high school, and college, their thinking, their mental levels, their company, their tastes, everything differ, and it is not same as you and I were brought up during our childhood. As they are seeing, technology, they are seeing lots of things which all they are missing today. So how do you think we should be able to deal those kind of situations?
There are two aspects to this. The
Ji.
first, as Dr. Rajul said, this point has to be clearly understood, that when parents are happy, it is very likely that the child also will be happy.
Okay.
When there is a tension in the family, there are quarrels, there are fights, there is fear, there is tension. The father is anxious, the mother is anxious, the grandfather is anxious. There is a COVID bomb about to explode in the house. Second part you mentioned very beautifully. that elderly children, they have another kind of interest. They are engaged in their life in another way. But we as parents are so advanced in technology, how they understand all the different apps and programs and how they are so wonderful at techniques.
Yes.
If the parent can also learn from the child, then it is such a beautiful give and take. Only thing we have to learn from our children is how to be happy. Instead, we are teaching our children how to be tense and scared and anxious.
And
so I think
how clear they are. They are very clear what they want, what they don't want. I mean, really, we need to learn from them.
I think it's as they say in cricket language, we need to work as a team. You know, who's playing in the slips, who is playing, who's bowling, who is fielding. Each one understands the other's requirements, one's own placement. So that way, I think if you, whether it's any game, you know, football, cricket, any game that you take, when you start functioning as a team, probably, you know, the team spirit that is inculcated, we are always keep advising people outside. If you practice what you preach, probably half of the problems will be over.
Yes, sir. You are saying wonderful. You said wonderful.
Yeah.
So I would just add a little bit here, and I would say that each one should take responsibility for his happiness. If you are happy, you will spread happiness around you.
Yes.
If you are scared, you will spread fear around you.
Yes.
If you are angry, you will spread all upset around you.
Yes.
So it's all, you know, how you tune your inner system. And for that you need good vanchan. You need to read good books.
Yeah.
You need to see good kind of talks, good kind of therapy sessions online. Everything is available free today. So many masters are speaking every day and helping people how they work. But instead of that, we watch something on the television and while our time. It's okay to watch for half an hour, but you can also watch half an hour somewhere. Okay, today I am having fear. How do I deal with my fear? And you will find wonderful answers. Like, you know, you want to find anything today, you have it on the internet.
Yeah.
So all help is so accessible, sir, today. People should only make the right choice.
And even in television itself, there is so much to watch. You have geography, you have history channels, you have sports, you have family, you have religion, bhakti, whatever you can watch. As you said,
you just have fun. You know, there are comedy channels. You can just keep laughing. It's good.
True. In fact, my family doctor tells me, don't watch TV news channel before you go to sleep. That will spoil your sleep. That will get you bad, you know, that will cause you nightmares. If you are a religious guy, watch a bhakti channel, or you just watch a comedy channel.
I normally tell my young patients, old patients, all of them, that just switch on some music, close the room and dance for 20 minutes.
Yes. Correct.
That's the best meditation.
Correct.
It gives you exercise, it brings good hormones, it frees you from all this tension.
All of us are, you know, bathroom singers, but then you should not be a bathroom dancer. You might fall down and suffer fractures.
Just in general, the whole family can dance for 10-15 minutes. What's the problem? It's free. You don't pay any money for therapy.
I think it's one important lesson that I'm drawing from the discussion is that it is you're not alone. Everybody has the problems. So it is the feeling of togetherness that you need to build. As a team, you should work towards your solutions. And don't worry about this COVID bomb that's going to explode in your house. Defuse the bomb. It is in your hands. And don't watch too much of noisy TV channels. Use the power of remote, you know, and be choosy with whatever you do. Be understanding, be compassionate, be open, be empathetic. I think that sums up the discussion.
Sum it up a little bit more. I would say take responsibility for your happiness. Be happy. Everything else will fall in place.
Great. On that happy note, thank you very much, Dr. Jayesh Shah and Dr. Rajul Shah. We had an excellent discussion. Viewers, we are sure that you also enjoyed the brief chat, though we did not talk for a long time. But I think the message is very clear, not to focus on destructive things, but be positive. At the end of the day, be happy, smile. Thank you. Thank you, doctors.
Okay, thank you.